Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Dragon's Den. In today's episode we're going to be talking Pokemon. In particular, I'm going to be giving you guys one last deck profile of my Feraligatr Prime deck. Now, I do admit I kind of jumped the gun last time when I said, this is the end, blah blah blah. I didn't realize that Pokemon's new format didn't start until September, not July, so I've had a little bit more time to play with this. Unfortunately, it's not the build I'd like it to be. There were some cards I wanted to put in here, but I just have not been able to get access to, i.e. from the fall tins that have not been released. But still, I do like what I have done with this deck. It was a real blast to play, and to my complete joy, it will not be dead either, because a couple months down the road, the next set after Dragons Exalted is going to be releasing a couple new water Pokemon that will breathe new life into this type of deck. That comes in the form of base set Blastoise being reprinted. And base set Blastoise does the same thing that Gator does, but better. So, yeah, basically the deck, as before, utilizes Feraligatr Prime as an engine in order to power up its water Pokemon. And for this, I am running 3 Prime, 1 Croconaw, 3 Totodile. The basic reason for this ratio is, more often than not, you're going to be going into Feraligatr Prime via Rare Candy. The 1 Croconaw so you can slow evolve if you must. Rain Dance lets you attach as many water energies to water Pokemon as you want during your turn. So once you get this guy out, you can just start spamming water energy from your hand, and he does 60 damage for 4 energy plus 10 additional damage for each damage counter on the Pokemon. The other big guy in this deck is Kyurem. I would like to run 2, but I don't really have much else to work with, so I just ran 3 copies. He's my secondary attacker. Glaciate does 30 damage to everything on your opponent's side of the field, and then he does 20 damage plus 10 more for every damage counter that's on him. So once my opponent hits back a couple times, he becomes so big that basically he'll start one-shotting everything. Plus, he's weak to metal, not lightning. That is a big difference, as he will survive things like Bolt Strike. Then 2 copies of Kyurem EX. I really wanted this to be Mewtwo EX, but again, the damn tins are just not out, so I'm just making do with this guy. He's just a big monster that can occasionally do big damage. I don't really use him as an attacker that often. It's just simply put, I don't have much else to work with. 1 copy of Kyogre EX. I'm definitely going to take this up to 2 once I can get my hands on another one. This card is just amazing with both Kyurem and Gator. He does 50 damage to 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field, and he can at least get you some easy knockouts. You can just get rid of basic Pokemon, just hit 2, say, electrics that are on the bench. If they don't kill this immediately, those 2 electrics are going to die, and you'll get 2 prizes. This thing is sick. And lastly, 1 Smeargle, because you can look at your opponent's hand and use supporters from it. Yeah, a couple cards in here that will not be legal, but hey, this is still a very fun deck to play over the last while. On to the trainers and supporters. First up, 4 Juniper, 4 Pont, and 2 N. Yep, gonna miss the Ponts, not gonna lie. They've been useful. As were these 4 Junk Arm. Oh boy, the loss of this card is going to be pretty interesting. You can't just reuse stuff like Pokemon Catcher and other stuff. For Rare Candy, this is how you evolve in the Feraligatr Prime that much faster. You just put the Totodile on the bench, then on the next turn you slap down a Feraligatr Prime. 3 Random Receiver, this gets you to your Pont, Juniper, or N. I'd argue this is going to be a staple at 3 in a lot of decks next format. 2 copies of Dual Ball, just search out your stuff. It's not guaranteed search, but it can get you 2 Pokemon. 2 Level Ball to search out the Pokemon with 90 HP or less from the deck, which there would be Croconaw, Totodile, and it would be, what's its name, Smeargle. This card's going to be very good. To Pokemon Communication, just put a Pokemon in your hand back into the deck, search out another one. Very good. 2 energy search. This deck runs on a lot of basic energy, and it needs to get that basic energy to the hand, so energy search does that. It's a 1-for-1, but it doesn't burn your supporter for the turn. 2 energy retrieval. This is how the deck gets energy back from the discard pile. You just retrieve 2 water energy, put them in your hand, and then have Gator put them back out on the field. This deck doesn't have a dark patch, afterburner, or dynamotor like ability, so yeah, this is just the best I could do. 2 copies of Pokemon Catcher because that's all I got. I definitely want to get 2 more. The card's stupid. 2 switch because Pokemon Catcher is being run in 4s in a lot of decks. 1 Super Rod because it's your best form of recovery. Shuffle basic energies. No way, yeah. Shuffle a combination of either 3 Pokemon, 3 basic energy, or just whichever ratio you want. And that's it for the monsters and, I was going to say spells, but wrong game, and trainers. For the energy, I just got water energy. No double color this since I'm not running Mewtwo. Otherwise, yeah, it's not that much different from my last build, but I have changed it up just a little bit. But yeah, this is the last build of Feraligatr Prime Turbo for the 2011-2012 Pokemon season. What will happen next format? Well, I do have an idea of what I'm going to try and build, as there are a couple decks I'm interested in, and most importantly, Water Beat is not going to be dead for very long. As I mentioned before, we're getting a new Blastoise card that has the same abilities as Feraligatr, except his Rain Dance works on all Pokemon, not just colorless. I mean, not just water. So you can have him use Rain Dance on the likes of Mewtwo EX, and that's pretty good. Plus, that set's also going to be giving us access to Keldeo EX, and he's basically the same thing as Samurott. Plus, there's like another good water Pokemon in that set that caught my eye. But yeah, long story short, water is still going to be an amazing deck to run next format. Just gotta watch out for lightning and that kind of stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.